These lights here is something I put on there last year, and they work good enough for seeing stuff in the water at night if you fish at night. It'll keep you from hitting a log or something. But I bought them at AutoZone. I think it's where I got them, and I can't remember how much they were. Probably, I don't think they were 30, maybe 20 something, 30 at the max. But here's the specs on them. It says 846 effective lumens. So I figured that would be, I don't know, what you could expect, I guess, minimum. 1230 raw, whatever that is. But anyway, they're Blazer brand. Like I said, less than 30. I can't remember what I give for them. Maybe less than 20, I can't remember, it's not much. Then I've got these LED strips here that I've got. They just stick on, and I use them for my running lights up front. That way you can see it from the side. You can see the green from the driver's side and the red from the passenger side, or starboard and port, whichever one you want to call it. So that's my light setup. So I'm going to go through the details of just how I did this, and I'm going to explain a couple more things about the boat today also. I put an aerator system on it this year, 2022. I do live bait fish for crappie sometime, and the aerators, the little battery pack aerators and stuff that you can buy, all of them is really loud, and especially on these videos. You can go back and look at some of them, but you can hear that aerator very loud. But anyway, I want to try to quieten that down. I had a friend, Todd, with Diesel Dog, Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, Diesel Dogs. If you're ever up that way, stop in there. He's got all type of diesel and diesel apparel, Jeep products. I think it's mostly an apparel and gift shop kind of business he's got, but check that out. But anyway, he gave me this, he come down on a trip with me and brought me this Engel live bait cooler. And it came with this aerator right here. It runs on 2 D-size flashlight batteries. And it's kind of loud. I don't know if you hear that. So if I'm sitting right here in the front seat, that's what you hear on the video. It's got 2 speeds. So what I did is just keep the same hose that I've got here that came with the cooler. But I'm just taking this thing right here. To start with, I put it down in my deck and just used a longer hose. I put it under here and just fastened a longer hose and came through a little hole right here with the air hose and run to it. And that was a little quieter. But I decided to look for something quieter. So I found these little aerator pumps. They come out of some type of electronic. They're online. I made another video about this a few videos back. Just look back a few videos and you'll find one about the aerator system, but I want to go in more detail with this one. It was during a fishing video. I went ahead and showed you this. So I put my aerator, see if we can get a light under here so you can see it. Okay, that's the aerator right there. I just fastened it to the wire just under the dash. I first fastened it to this steering cable, but the vibration in it, you could hear it through the boat. So I just fastened it to some of the hanging wires right here. You can see it's just hanging there with a tie strap around it. But I had built this panel right here. It's all scratched up now because I built it a while ago. And this is just a little piece of aluminum here, the square piece of aluminum that I cut out. I had these flip switches right here that operate different things. Everything off. But anyway, I've got them set up on my accessory switch up here, so it's running off of the accessory switch, and it has its own fuse. It had another fuse, the factory fuse panel over there, but I added this one for the couple features, mainly for the electronics and stuff. Just set it up on its own battery and everything. So these switches are wired from the back. I just run the wires back through here and back up to the fuse panels, and ran them inside my panels on the side of the boat. So they just come up in here, and a few of the wires you'll see. I need to tie these up, but I'm never up here. But they run up to the front up there and go to the front of the bow, and run the headlights and stuff up there. So, but right here's the neat thing. This aerator. I normally set my bait tank right here in front of the windshield, and that's out of the way, and it's where it rides at whenever I'm not fishing. Or sometimes when I am fishing, I'll set a small bucket up front and dip out of this here for my minnows. But here's the neat thing. Say I want to use this up front. You see I've got 3-seat base up here for fishing double or single. So I want to set this up front up here and set it between us. I'm put enough slack on this hose so I can pull it out. That's roughly 30, 40 inches. Put this little fitting on here. So I can't do this with one hand, but you get the idea. Whenever I want to use this, and it's hot, you see the sweat on my arm. But anyway, I'm up here at my shop. But just fasten it in here, and I'm gonna go back here and turn this on and let you hear this. I had to fill it to even see if it's running. Yeah, there it is. Okay, it's running now. And there's the pump. It's running. That was a tractor that went down the road just now. Now here's the air hose. You can hear it when I put my thumb over it. But yeah, I can plug this in right here and have zero noise. Maybe you can hear that, I don't know. That's the air that you hear coming through the line. When it's plugged up, you really don't even hear that. You see I'll stop it up with my finger and you don't hear it. And when I'm not using it, I just push it back up in the wall panel there. You know, this thing runs off of my 12-volt cranking battery. You don't have to worry about running your battery dead with it, because it only pulls, I can't remember, 0.05 amps or something like that, which is not even a tenth of an amp. So it's not pulling very much at all. And it's more reliable than these battery packs that go on the side. So, yeah, that's my setup here. If you like that, I'm always coming up with some kind of tips and tricks. But I think that this is going to be something that's probably going to be standard equipment in boats of the future, if not already, is these built-in aerator systems, especially for crappie fishing. Crappie fishing has gotten to be probably about as big as bass fishing now. So, yeah, I think the future of aerators is going to be built-in aerator systems in your boats, even from the factory, or at least from the dealer. But if you like that, man, hit the subscribe button and follow us along. I hadn't made any videos in probably around 3 months right now. I went brim fishing with Jacob Myers with the Southern Fishing Podcast and Southern Outdoors group, him and Andrew Maxwell. How's that going on? But I think the last video I made was with him fly fishing Bibb County Lake, catching bluegill. I haven't been crappie fishing probably in 3 months through the midsummer, mainly because some back issues I've been having. I know a lot of you probably follow me from the start, but I'm disabled with some lower back issues. I did marble and granite work for 35 years, and it finally got me down. I'm about to the point now to where I really need surgery. I mean, the pain's getting to be unbearable. I used to be on pain medication and stuff like that, but I try to take care of myself with and my health with the right diet. And I got off of the blood pressure and pain medication, but I feel like the pain medication is probably going to end up hurting me worse in the long run, because if I eliminate this pain that I'm having, I'm just doing more damage to myself when I'm not, when I don't feel that pain. So I just quit the pain pills, and then the doctor got to prescribe me blood pressure medicine. I got to taking that. My blood pressure kept going up. They want me to take more, go up, want me to take more. I said, this blood pressure medicine is, in my opinion, is something that is used to make money with, which I won't go into all that, but you can take care of your body a little better and eat the right foods and control all these things. So my blood pressure now, I hadn't taken any blood pressure medicine in probably 2 years. Blood pressure the other day I took it was, I think 126/82. That ain't bad for 60 years old. And but man, this back stuff is killing me. And I used to make a good bit of money. I mean, plenty of money to play and do what I wanted to. But when I went through this incident with my back, I had been working for myself for the last 25 years. Actually, this building I'm in right here I built it to do marble and granite work in. Did work out of it for about 15 years, and got to where I couldn't do it anymore. And went on a limited income and a lot of my expense of just going fishing. I'm using this. I mean, it's a nice boat. It's 18'3" Express. It's got a 140 Johnson on it. Gas ain't cheap, and then pulling it with the Tahoe's not cheap either. So it cost a good bit of money just to go fishing, and I just hadn't had it, man. I do make a little bit with the videos whenever I can make the videos, but I hadn't had the money to go make the videos. I thought about setting up a P.O. box. I'm not all that literate on all these new means of sending funds through internet stuff. I'm not up to that. It took me almost 2 years to figure out how to record videos on this phone here, and then edit them and put it onto YouTube. So I thought about doing a P.O. box in case someone wanted to send me something, and it helped me out a lot. It helped me make more videos, and I'm still using my iPhone to do everything with, record, edit, and post to YouTube. I do have a GoPro. A friend of mine loaned me a while back, and he hadn't asked for it back yet, so I continue to use it sometime. But anyway, that's where we're at. And I'm coming up on it's mid to late August now. Normally I did pretty good through summertime fishing with minnows. I just hadn't fished this summer because first thing, my back, and gardening too. I love gardening. I've worked in the garden as much as I can, much as my back allows me, and so that's what I've been doing during the summer. But I'm looking forward to getting back out in the fall and cranking this back up again. So where have I been? I've been right here at home, just dealing with the issues of health, which is the back, and trying to get by on this limited amount of money that I make now, or that I get. I guess I'll make it, I'll pay it into it. But anyway, that's where we're at. And I'll see you guys on the next video, and if there's anything else that I can answer questions about the boat setup, just ask in the comment section here. I've had several people lately asking me about these things. Asked me about the light system and then the aerator system too, so I thought I'd just come on and give you an update about where we've been and where we're going. I'm looking forward to getting back out on the water, even if I don't catch any fish, which that's, I guess, unlikely, but I still don't run front electronics on this boat. I do have the Garmin unit on the dash. Don't have anything up front. Some of the waters I fish is local waters. I say local, it's within 45 minutes of me. And I fished there for a long time, so I know places I can go look at and hit. So I'm going to get back to doing that. One more thing right here, I'm going to cut this video and come over here and get this cane pole, because I had several people ask me about the follow-up on this number 4 series of how I made cane poles. So I'm going to show this cane pole right quick, and this is something that I used as a kid. My daddy used it, and I'm sure your dads and grandparents did also. Some of you may still be using them. I like using it sometime, but this is a cane pole that I made. So I cut this pole down from being live, or a piece of cane. I cut it down. This is about a year old now, so a little over a year, so it's plenty dry. That's what it looks like now. Got this tape on here so you can stick your hook back into it. But this pole is about 13 feet long. I'll go over the information on it here. And whenever I was a kid, growing up, teenage, whatever, 20s, up until they started making fiberglass poles. This is before they ever made fiberglass poles. We used to put our main line, and we used heavy line, sometime up to 30-pound test. And what we did, we tied it halfway down the pole. So right here you can see I've got braid on here. You can see that braid right here wrapped around it. So tie it right here. That way if you ever broke the tip or anything, you would never lose your fish. But you wrap it around, round, all the way to the tip. And then tie it off with some electrical tape or something up at the tip, and then just continue that line on down and go back and put your hook on it. But when I made this, because I like fishing with different types of different size line, I can change this main line now because I put a swivel right here, and I can change this main line. So I've got 65-pound braid running down the pole up to this swivel, and then from right here I'm using I think it's 10-pound P-line back down to my hook. So part 4, the finished product, something I'm very familiar with, and I know a lot of you guys are too, because the age group that watches these videos, or the most people that watch, are my age, 50 and 65 years old. So yep, that's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to catching some fish with this thing. I did fish with it a little bit. If you look in some of the springtime videos where I'm fishing with a jig and cork in Demopolis, Alabama, I caught a few with it on jig and cork, but I want to use a tight line and catch some. But don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the notification bell up there. Hit that little bell, and it gives you the option of receiving all notifications that I post. That way you don't miss anything. You get notified as soon as it goes online. And we'll see you on the water.